Plaza Midwood, Noda, Loso, South End. You're hopping online and you're hearing all of these names pop up when you're looking to do your research about moving here to Charlotte, North Carolina, but it's kind of getting overwhelming. You don't really know where things are at. That's what this video is for. We're gonna hop on and we're gonna do a map tour, an overarching view of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm gonna give you a very basic rundown of some of the suburbs of Charlotte, where they're located, the entertainment districts, and some of the common neighborhoods that you might have been seeing or hearing over and over and over. So no matter if you're looking north of Charlotte, in North Charlotte, South Charlotte, you will have a reference point and have a kind of a visual picture of what you're looking at. My name is Brandy Reinschmidt. I'm a realtor here in the Charlotte area. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can continue to be notified when we post new videos weekly and you can continue to learn like a local. My team and I get calls, emails, and text messages every day from people just like yourself looking to make a move to Charlotte, North Carolina. So if that's you, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, reach out to us, call us, text us. We'd love to connect and help make your move just a little bit easier. So let's get into it. Okay, so we are going to dive right into our map view, our overall map view of Charlotte, North Carolina. So just as a quick kind of idea, you can see, so this is the entire state of North Carolina. It goes right here. So Charlotte is south. It's located on the southern border of North Carolina. Actually, once you cross over, like there are neighborhoods here in Charlotte that kind of split North and South Carolina. So we're located just a couple hours away from Asheville. We are more west, southwest in the state. So if you zoom in here, right here is the overall Charlotte area. A really good way to kind of just think about it is this is the 485 loop. So you hear a lot about like the inner loop or the outer loop of Charlotte. So right here, this hoop right here, hoop loop, that is the inner loop. If you come out here to 485, everything that is within here is pretty safe to assume it's Charlotte. There obviously are some cities here that kind of go in, Mint Hill, Matthews, but certain parts, you kind of still, when you're just casually talking in conversation, it's still considered like Charlotte. People will say like the Pineville area or the Matthews area, but for the most part, anything within this 485 loop, you can consider safe to say the Charlotte area. So when you're looking at Charlotte, and then you hear a lot, oh, the suburbs of Charlotte. That's a little confusing because for me, a suburb was kind of like in Florida, at least this is before I got into real estate, so maybe this is just a me thing, and maybe other people are well-versed and know all about it. But for me, a suburb was almost like a neighborhood, like a subdivision, I guess. I guess that's what I kind of classified it as. So when people are like, oh, the suburbs of Charlotte, and then it's like a totally different city or zip code, I'm like, why does this make sense? But anyways, I regress. So we've got Pineville right here. Then we've got Matthews over here. We have, so really it's any of the cities surrounding Charlotte. So we've got Pineville, we've got Indian Land. There's also an Indian Trail over here. Indian Trail is North Carolina, where Indian Land is South Carolina. So if you ever kind of get confused of like which one is which, just know that one is North Carolina, one is South Carolina. So you've got Pineville, Indian Land, Weddington, Marvin. You don't really hear about Marvin being a suburb of Charlotte too often because it is a little bit of a hike away. So really that one's not a really common one. You don't really hear about Marvin in general. You hear a lot about Weddington and Waxhaw right here. So these are the common cities down here. But you hear of Rock Hill, which is down here. This is considered a suburb of Charlotte. Yes, way down here. You've got Tagakay, which is a smaller community located right on Lake Wylie. Tagakay is a really unique little city in itself, just because it's just like right there. You know when you're in it, it's beautifully maintained. your address changes, you pay different taxes. So it's kind of a unique little town. But we've got Mount Holly and Belmont over here. We've got Mountain Island right here. I will say this Mountain Island is a very small town, and it's pretty encompassed by like one neighborhood. So you don't really hear about Mountain Island too much. If you do hear about it, you're talking about the lake, which is right here. This is Mountain Island Lake. But really, there's a couple neighborhoods up here that people kind of classify it as. Most of the suburbs, though, are going to be, so we've got Fort Mill down here. We've got Rock Hill, Indian Land, Indian Trail, Rock Hill down here. And then we also have Harrisburg over here. And then for the most part, so you can go out here to Concord and Kannapolis. These are considered suburbs of Charlotte, but really in the real estate world in Charlotte, because it is like, if you live up here in Kannapolis, you don't find yourself coming down here too often. So they are kind of looked at a little separately, but Concord and Kannapolis are still technically considered suburbs of the Charlotte area. A lot of really common ones that you hear are going to be Huntersville, right here, Cornelius, Davidson, and Mooresville. So really anything outside of this area right here, like include Kannapolis, include Concord, include Mooresville. Those are all of the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. So the differences between them, I know that they look really kind of like, this almost looks further than this. I know, trust me. The difference between these ones right here are all along 77. So you will oftentimes find yourself going up to those specific areas because of the lake or because of some of the dining options that are up here. So to get up to the Lake Norman area, you just kind of hop on 77 and go straight north. So right up here, you just go straight up there. And this is a toll lane. Once you hit to about this area, this has become a toll road, and it just goes straight up. So it's kind of a really easy commute, where not saying that going out to Concord or Kannapolis is not an easy commute, but it will take you a little bit longer because some of these side roads here, and traffic does get pretty heavy up here. So what's in some of these areas? Well, let's get into it here. So Charlotte as a whole, obviously Lake Wylie, Lake Norman, Concord, and Kannapolis. So I will say Concord and Kannapolis, Concord, if you're a big NASCAR fan, that is where the Charlotte Motor Speedway is, over in this area. Let's pull it up here really quickly. Over in that area, you might find yourself, I can't even type today, guys. There we go. There we go. So right outside of the Charlotte area, you will find the Charlotte Motor Speedway, technically in Concord. So you might find yourself going out that way for that, or as you saw right here, there is a PNC Music Pavilion out this way. There are a lot of concerts during the summer that are over there, and then you also have the university in this area. So UNCC of Charlotte, so University of North Carolina here in Charlotte, is over in this area. So when you hear people say the university area, they're talking about this area right here. Uptown Charlotte is right here, right? This little small circle right there is kind of like a little square. You'll notice all the streets are pretty grid-like right in here. This is all Uptown Charlotte. These are where the skyscrapers are. This is where the Bank of America Stadium is, right there. This is actually really cool. It's a really cool view. If you're like kind of driving on 77, you can look over and see all of this. But Bank of America Stadium is up there. We've got the Spectrum Center is right smack dab in the middle there. We've got a couple museums here. Discovery Place also. There's a NASCAR one right here, NASCAR Hall of Fame. So some really good dining options here. This is obviously a big business area. The light rail does go right through it. I believe that's this part right here. The light rail goes right through it. Uptown is a really walkable space, just like most city centers are, but that is directly, something that's really cool about ours is like our downtown is literally the center of our city. So when you hear the city center, we're not kidding, that really is it. Now let's talk about South Charlotte. When people talk about South Charlotte, it's known as an upper class area. It's known as a gorgeous place. You've got South Park Mall over here. So let's put that in really quickly so you can kind of see, because if you're in Charlotte and you want some really good shopping, you might find yourself at South Park Mall. So here's the mall. This huge place is one mall, guys. I'm not even kidding you. This mall is huge. So South Park Mall is actually the largest mall in North Carolina, and it is the most profitable mall in the United States. At least the last time I looked it up, that was the case. So it is located right here, right in the heart of South Park. So when you hear about South Charlotte, kind of a good way to look at it is anything between 16 and really, I want to say, for map purposes, it's safe to say 77, but really anything between like Park Road and 16, also known as Providence here. This is all considered South Charlotte. So when you hear people talking about Quail Hollow, it's down here. Or neighborhoods, some of the favorite neighborhoods are Beverly Woods, Sharon Woods, Montebello, Old Providence North. A lot of these neighborhoods down here are actually like the top 10 neighborhoods to live in. Governor's Square. I mean, if you want to take a drive, y'all, during Christmas time, come down and just like pick any of these neighborhoods and just start and drive through them. Not only are the houses amazing, but Charlotte does a really good job, particularly in the South Park area or South Charlotte area, of just like maintaining the green space and the common areas. It's just gorgeous. Honestly, it just really is. But you've got neighborhoods such as like Barclay Downs, Beverly Woods, Sharon Woods, Montebello. You've got your golf courses down here, so Quail Hollow and Carmel Country. It's just a really, really cool area. So right here, when you hear about South Charlotte, it is considered this area here, anything between really Park Road and Providence or 16. So when you hear of South Charlotte, that's it. South Park in particular is a residential / business and shopping district. So there are a lot, these are all residential neighborhoods throughout here. And these are some gorgeous neighborhoods, y'all. But South Park is anything between like Fairview, Sharon Road, Colony Road, and then somewhere over here, I'd say it cuts off kind of thing. So right here it got its name from the South Park Mall. The area used to be a bunch of dairy farms until in the 70s. Right there, it's a big shopping, dining, and business district. So really cool just to kind of go spend a day down there. You've got specialty shops, malls such as South Park Mall. South Park Mall has a lot of your higher end brands like Tiffany's and Gucci, Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus. A lot of your higher end shops are going to be here in South Park. Now, if you're looking for a different mall that doesn't have higher end shops, maybe something a little just more casual, if you're looking for kind of an Old Navy vibe, you can head right down here to Carolina Place Mall. That one has a little bit more, a little bit different variety than what you're going to find at South Park. So that is South Park area and South Charlotte. It is gorgeous. I'm telling you, it's such a pretty part of Charlotte, probably one of my favorites. Just north of South Park area are a couple of the more popular neighborhoods, like Myers Park is right here, Elizabeth is right here, and then Dilworth is right here. So these three neighborhoods right here are three of Charlotte's favorite. Dilworth consistently is listed on a bunch of lists as like the top neighborhood in Charlotte. It is a pretty affluent area. It's a historic area of Charlotte. So you've got bungalows that were built in the early 1900s. It was originally started as a trolley car neighborhood back, again, early 1900s. And it still has a lot of the original buildings that were standing. Like there's a church there that is in its original form. They're doing some renovations to it right now. But you'll see a lot of like the bungalow style homes. A lot of them have been renovated. The front porches are gorgeous on all of these houses. Every single house has a front porch on it. We have another video on Dilworth. It's a walkable neighborhood. It's got some of Charlotte's favorite places, such as Dilworth Tasting Room is a Charlotte favorite here. Let's get it pulled up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Maybe if I can type. There we go. Yep, right here. So, I mean, it's really, really walkable, guys. Worthington, right here. And then East Avenue. Let me find East, right here. East Avenue is kind of like the backbone that goes through this neighborhood. It's, you'll see a lot of these local shops are all along East Avenue, super walkable. It will take you all the way up to South Boulevard. We'll hit South Boulevard in just a second. But all of these right here, these are all residential. And this is such a pretty neighborhood. But right here is like one of our favorite places, Dilworth Tasting Room. Look at these photos, guys. It's such a cute space. We're not going to go into it because we could go into that one for a long time, but it's a really cute local spot that you can walk to. So this is Dilworth. This is one of Charlotte's favorite neighborhoods. Here's kind of an idea of what the houses could look like. Again, there's a variety of a lot of different architectural styles, but this is a traditional bungalow home that you're going to see over there really often. So when you hear of the Dilworth, Elizabeth, and Myers Park area, here's the areas that they're talking about. So really cool areas here. A lot of these are walkable. They have bike lanes throughout. They've got all the neighborhoods here have sidewalks running around along the side of it. So really pretty areas. If you hear these a lot, those are what they're talking about. Right here is also Freedom Park. This is one of the favorite places in Charlotte. You can come into Freedom Park and you can go hop on East Boulevard and walk to go get lunch, or just go on a walk. There's greenways that run through Freedom Park here. Let's see if we can see them here. Yep, so these greenways right here, this is a trail that runs all throughout Charlotte. And there's greenways right here that walk all the way through Freedom Park. So you can easily walk there from Myers Park, from Elizabeth. I know this looks really far, but I promise you hop on the greenway right here. It's not far. And then when you hear about a place, so right here's Freedom Park. So we're just kind of working our way north, we're getting a little closer to Uptown here. So this area here, this is called the Metropolitan area of Charlotte. So there's a Target, a Trader Joe's, a Best Buy, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, a few little eateries like restaurant shops, Cava, it's like a Mediterranean place here. They do some pop-up markets here. There is some fine dining, like there's a steakhouse over here. There's a Trader Joe's. So just a little fun shopping area here. But if you hear the Metropolitan area, this is right where they're talking about. It's right outside of Uptown. The Greenway goes right through it. So it's really fun. We do it frequently over the weekends. Like we live a little bit further over in, where am I here? We live kind of over here in this area. So we actually will hop on the Greenway. There's an access point not too far from us. We'll hop on the Greenway and we'll just walk through. We'll just walk all the way through here and then walk all the way up to the Metropolitan area. We can like grab something for lunch, grab a coffee, and then just hang out and then come back. So it's a really fun thing to do over the weekend. And the neighborhoods that you get to walk through are amazing. So again, just to kind of give you an overview of what we're looking at. So we've got South Charlotte here. You've got South Park here. Then you go a little bit north in this area. We've got the Myers Park area. Elizabeth is up here. Oh, bless it. Elizabeth is up in this area. And then we've got Dilworth Tasting Rooms over here. Freedom Park is right in the middle of those three neighborhoods. So that's a really common place that you're going to hear about here in the Charlotte area. So one of the things I hear a lot about Charlotte is it walkable? Is Charlotte a walkable city? Overall, when you're looking at it, not really. I can't say that it's a walkable city, but there are a few areas that are walkable. So Dilworth and Elizabeth over here are a couple of the ones that are walkable too. You can get to some coffee shops, some restaurants, some smaller, like we have Harris Teeter neighborhood stores. Like there's some smaller grocery stores in those areas if you want. So a little walkable in those particular areas, but a couple of the actual the neighborhoods or areas in Charlotte that are known to be walkable is right here, Plaza Midwood and Noda. These are two neighboring neighborhoods. So right here, we've got Central Avenue and the Plaza. And Plaza kind of separates the two here. These are all residential. So the Plaza and then Central Avenue here. These are two streets that once you get on them, they do have a lot of, here, we'll just drop it in. Let's go for a walk. We'll see where we end up here. Okay, so this is Harris Teeter right here. So again, you can walk to them. These are a couple of the, I'm gonna go this way. Keep turning, here we go. So here's a couple of the restaurants and stuff that you can see. The Plaza, and then also Central Avenue are two of the more walkable streets in the area. You can see there's some restaurants and coffee shops and bars all around here. So really cool, really unique places here. Let's try to get down to Central. just to kind of give you guys a different idea of where it's at, give you guys a different view. Here we go. Let's see where this puts us. Hold for a second. Okay, here we go. We're at a little bit of the different part of Central Avenue. Okay, so there's the Harris Theater that we were just at. We're just at a different angle of it. So you can walk down here. This is Central, and there's a bunch of restaurants. It has a good nighttime scene down here. Workman's Friend is a Charlotte favorite. So here you go. Here's a different view of what Central Avenue looks like. When you head on the plaza, it's a pretty similar look of this. So this is considered a pretty walkable area. These are all surrounded by residential areas. So let's take a look. Over here, this is all residential. These are all residential areas. So lots of options over here. So Plaza Midwood and Noda are two of the walkable areas. They are right next door to each other. So if you're spending the day in one and want to spend the night in the other one, you easily can. Really, they're known for a lot of like their restaurants and some of the bars over here. So really cool places to check out. I definitely recommend it. Then another walkable area is down here. So again, we're gonna go south. So this is a little bit east of the city. Come down here, come to South Boulevard, which is right here. South Boulevard has experienced such incredible growth over the past few years. So I've been here for 8 years, and even since I've been here, it's just the growth is it's not stopping, guys. I feel like every time I drive on the road, I notice like a different apartment complex or different condo or different commercial building going up. It just doesn't stop, and it's actually really, really cool. So right here, the light rail, which is right here. This is what this is for. This is the blue line. This is one of Charlotte's, I don't want to say the only public transportation system, because we do have bus systems here, but this is the well-known one. This is the most utilized probably. Like if you want to take it to a game or something, a lot of people will use these. So you can hop up here and just come up South Boulevard, and you'll see a ton of restaurants here. And then once you get a little bit further up, this part right here is all really, really walkable. So this is all, there's some residential areas over here too, but all of this area here is all businesses and bars and shops. And you can just hop on the light rail here, or there is a walking path next to the light rail. So you can always like head north on it and get off wherever you want to. But this is becoming, in my opinion, I would say the most walkable. So this is going to be a newer part of Charlotte. You're going to have like newer developments going in, newer buildings going in. A lot of new restaurants are coming in. Like we have this one place just open up called Rally. I know pickleball here in Charlotte has taken off recently. So it's a pickleball venue, I guess, where it's a bar. In reality, they do have food, they do have cocktails and stuff, they have music, but it's a pickleball place. So that is South Boulevard. So when you hear South End, they're talking about this over here. Now, because it's growing so much and so quickly, we have to be able to classify where things are. So now LoSo is becoming a thing, and I feel like most major cities have something called LoSo. I know in Tampa we did. But when you hear of LoSo, they're kind of talking about, really, if you look at it around here, like if you cut it off right at Raymount Road down here, all of this is being developed right now, guys. So you'll see buildings, like there's a big apartment complex about like right here, we'll call it. And on the side of it, it says like LoSo, and they're making it a whole new neighborhood feel. It's Lower South End. So there's a lot of breweries here. Right here is this whole little loop right there. This loop right here actually has four. You have like Brewers at ENC's right here. Then you come down here, there's a place called Protagonist. You come, I think it's like right here, there's a place OMB. OMB is one of the Charlotte's oldest, let's see. It is Charlotte's, there we go. This is Charlotte's oldest brewery. It's really cool. It has a huge beer garden. Here we go. Here's that Rally place. So this is LoSo, guys. So you've got Sugar Creek Brewing. Protagonist Brewing, the Old Mecklenburg Brewing, Brewers at ENC. This is 4 breweries put into one. So you can see how many things are right here. So this is a big entertainment district right here. South End is an entertainment district at a whole. See, Loso, all the way up here. Then right after, I'd say right around here-ish, yeah, you get into South End. So again, look at all these places. These are all restaurants, and there's so many more. Like, I know this doesn't really look like a ton right here, but this is all really, really walkable. Again, the light rail goes right through here, so you can just walk on that and not have to kind of divert. But all throughout here is all restaurants and shops. So South End is a really big entertainment district. And then kind of right here, so just to give you an idea, Charlotte is a big city, but like when you kind of break it down and look at it, it doesn't feel that big. So, okay, South Park is down here. Then you come up Myers Park, you come over this way, and you've got South End. Keep coming up, South End, and then it puts you right at Dilworth, right here. So this is a really cool neighborhood, Sedgefield. This is one of those neighborhoods that, because of its location and because of all the changing happening right here, it used to be filled with smaller brick ranch style homes, and now investors and homeowners. This is quickly becoming one of the more expensive neighborhoods in Charlotte and a favorite neighborhood in Charlotte because of all the different architectural styles. It's all custom built homes. There are some townhouses over there that you can hop into right now, but really cool area. So again, you've got South End right here. Right here, you've got Dilworth. And then you can walk from these areas to Uptown if you like to walk. So those are your entertainment districts, really. You've got South End, Plaza Midwood, Villa Heights. Montford is down here. So Park Road is another kind of really popular road that goes through the city. Park Road Shopping Center is a huge, it was Charlotte's first open air shopping plaza. So people know Park Road, it goes all throughout the city, can take you from one end to the other kind of thing. But right here is Montford. There's Montford Street, which actually has some really cool restaurants on it. I'm really excited to show you this one. Let's take a look at it. So Montford Drive right here. Okay, this is Montford. This is another entertainment district. We've got a bowling alley. It's like a social club right here. Look at this place. This is a Charlotte favorite. It's called Mooseheads. It's been here forever. It used to be an old school Pizza Hut. They are known for their wings. Honestly, they have a huge menu and everything there is fantastic. It's always busy, like always busy. It can be the most random time on a Tuesday and it's always busy. But if you keep going down here, we've got a bunch of other local restaurants here. This is one, it's a Good Food on Montford. They are known for their smaller tapas style plates. You have Braswell's here. Again, over here is that social club. It's a bowling alley. So this is another entertainment district here in Charlotte is Montford. So we've got South Boulevard, we've got Loso. So we have South Boulevard, that's South End and Loso. Then we've got Montford Park. We've got Villa Heights and Plaza Midwood. So no matter where you're at, you kind of have something to do. Again, Villa Heights, Plaza Midwood, South Boulevard, Montford is down here. Say you're north of the city. What do you do north of the city? Glad you asked. So right about here, there is a thing called Camp North End. This is being newly developed. You can see here it's kind of an old school. It actually used to be a missile plant and a Ford manufacturing kind of building, if you will. And it's now turned into this outdoor mixed use area. We've got food stalls. We've got a lot of some restaurants in there. There's always live music going on in there, but this is a really cool area. Again, see Hex Coffee, Leah and Louis. This is all one social mixed use development here. There are some offices like corporates here, but all of this is just called Camp North End. Really, really cool. So then right down the road from that is the Music Factory. Somewhere in here. Here we go, over here. So you come right here. This is the Music Factory. There's a whole area over here. this whole thing right here, guys, is called the Music Factory. So this is concert venues such as the Underground and the Fillmore are here. We've got the comedy show. We have also VBGB, which is a really cool outdoor like beer garden, and they also have volleyball nets out there. So if you're north of the city, these are two really cool entertainment areas that you can hop on, Camp North End or Avid Exchange. Now, in between here, there are some breweries and stuff as well. Not quite as walkable. I mean, you can get from one to the other one. It's just gonna be a lot more main streets. I probably wouldn't do it, but you can, I guess, if you want to get crazy with it. So that is your entertainment districts here in Charlotte. That is kind of an overarching thing of where certain neighborhoods are that you might hear a lot of. I know there's so much more in Charlotte that I could cover, but I'll do a separate video of that because there's just so much here to cover. So what I wanted to cover in this video is the main areas that you might hear very frequently in Charlotte. So there you have it. You've got your entertainment districts here in Charlotte. You've got your main highways in Charlotte and your suburbs of Charlotte. I'll go into another video and I'll kind of deep dive into them a little bit more. But for now, I hope this was helpful. If there's any other questions that you specifically have, that you want me to break down a little bit more, let me know. I'll hop in there and I'll do a full video on it so you guys get all the answers you need. Again, my team and I would love to help connect with you and make your move just a little bit easier. So send us that text message, give us a call, hop on a Zoom, and we can't wait to talk to you.